Hi, welcome. If you found this video, then you must be interested in Income School and Project 24. What we're going to do is talk about my own experiences in Project 24 as a real student, and I'm going to give you some of the insights that I've learned, as well as giving you the opportunity to get some free tools that I've made myself, as well as some shortcuts that I found really useful when building my website and actually completing the 60 steps in 60 days. So stick around to find out more. So first of all, who exactly am I and why should you be listening to me? Well, my name is Phil and I am a current Project 24 student, and I'm about 2 months further down the line than you are right now. That's right, 2 months ago I was thinking about whether or not to actually buy Project 24. And since that time, I've actually completed the 60 steps on the Project 24 program to launch my niche website, and I did that in 60 days. So I've got a lot of information that I can give you, and a lot of perspective that perhaps other people like Jim and Ricky themselves don't have, because I am only a few months ahead of you rather than a couple of years ahead of you in your career as an internet marketer. I want to be perfectly honest and say that with my current Project 24 website, I am not earning any money. But that is because I am only 2 months into the program, and that is perfectly normal. I probably won't see any income from this website for at least 6 months, and no real traffic for at least 12 months. But that is fine. I know that is what's going to happen. So don't feel like I'm trying to say, oh, you're going to make money overnight. That's not the case. So before I actually go into my experience as a Project 24 student, I just want to give you a little bit of background about me, so you know who you're listening to, and you can judge whether or not you should believe me. So let's put 2 minutes on the clock and see if I can tell you about myself in 2 minutes. Well, the first time that I ever got to know that you can make money online was by working for a French startup company about 5 years ago. Now, these guys showed me that you could actually sell digital products again and again with very low overheads, and it was amazing. I couldn't believe that more people weren't doing this. The only problem was that it was in the astrology niche, and for me it was very scammy, and I knew that we were not really that bothered about helping people. They just wanted the money. So what I actually did is, after I left that company, I used the same model. I set up my own astrology website, and I made good money. In my first year I made about $20,000 and that was crazy for me, because at the time I was earning about $800 a month. So it was working really well, but I stopped doing that because I felt like I was ripping people off, and it just made me feel like a very bad person. So then I tried to do affiliate marketing. I had some success. I made a little bit of money from ClickBank, mainly in the health and fitness area, but also in astrology. But again, it just felt like I was ripping people off. And my major one problem was traffic. I didn't know how to get free traffic, organic traffic, and I didn't really have the money to invest in buying traffic. I'd wasted a hell of a lot of money buying traffic, and it didn't work. Then I found Jim and Ricky, and it just, a light bulb went on in my head. It's crazy what they were talking about, that you could get free organic traffic just by writing. And this is what I'd been doing for 3 years. I was a content writer. So it was just amazing. And that's where I found Jim and Ricky. I watched all of their videos, and then I decided to bite the bullet, and that was me 2 months ago, and I bought my membership to Project 24, and it's just honestly changed the way I look at internet marketing and making money online. So now that I've bored you with my background story, you know everything about me, let's now talk about my experience with Project 24. As I said, I purchased my membership to Project 24 about 2 months ago. I also told you that I completed it in 60 days. Well, that's a little bit of a white lie. It took me 60 working days to complete it. I actually took a week off to get married back in June, and I also didn't work weekends because I was working my regular job on Saturdays, and Sunday that was a day for me and my wife to spend together. But 60 working days, I got everything done, and it is possible. So what did I learn from that experience? Well, motivation is key. You've got to stay motivated, and also choosing the right niche for you and compiling the right hit list so that you can write about the right things that will get you the right kind of traffic. This is also key. I also spent a lot of time only watching the videos available in Project 24. I got rid of all distractions. I haven't played PlayStation for about 3 months. I watch far fewer movies than I used to do. I am focused on this because I really want to make it. I want to get that full-time income within 2 years. So you probably found this video because you watched another one of my reviews of Project 24, but let me just go over a few details of what you're going to find in Project 24 when you hopefully buy it later today. So Project 24 isn't a 24-month step-by-step process. You're not going to get daily lessons and updates. What you will get is the core of Project 24, which is the 60 steps. This teaches you exactly what to do to start a niche website, or a website basically, in any niche topic, and to write compelling content that's going to be extremely helpful, and it's going to get you lots of traffic, and then from that traffic you're going to be able to make a full-time income. Now, these 60 steps will take you through from knowing nothing about websites to having a seed in the ground, which is 30, it's going to be 30 posts minimum and 10 YouTube videos to try and promote that. That is the 60 steps. Then of course you don't stop. You're going to build on that, and over those 24 months, working independently, but also getting more insight from Jim and Ricky as well as other Project 24 members, you're going to be able to build a totally full-time income from the internet. How crazy is that? So as I said, the 60 steps is the core of Project 24, but that's not the only thing you're given. You're given courses from learning about marketing, to how to hire writers, to how to speed up your own writing of your posts, to learning how to set up a podcast, and also most recently an entire course on how to set up an independent YouTube channel and to make money just through YouTube. There's so much information in this course, and they're always adding to it. So if you watch this in 3 or 4 years, you're going to have way more information than I have right now. And the thing is, it's going to adapt to the internet as it changes. This is not a static course that they're selling. It's not something that worked 10 years ago. It's what works this week. And when they get it wrong, or when they find that something has changed, they let us know. They update the courses. It's not something that you buy and they just leave you. Jim and Ricky are in Project 24 every day, talking to us as students and helping us with the knowledge that they're getting each and every day. It's just truly amazing, and I've never heard of anything like it at all on the internet. It's crazy. Apart from the courses that you get and the updates and the continual support that you get from Jim and Ricky, the other major benefit of the Project 24 program is the community. Now, this is kind of like a forum that's dedicated just to Project 24 members, and if you have any problems, any questions, anything you're not sure of, you just write a post, and almost instantaneously you're going to get an answer from someone who is a couple of steps further down the road, or has had that problem and found a solution. So this is really very valuable. So talking about that community, I actually spend quite a lot of time in there answering questions and helping people solve problems they've got. And I noticed that there aren't actually many people that have managed to complete those 60 steps in 2 months. So what I wanted to do is give you a couple tips things that I found that helped me complete those steps so quickly. So the first thing is staying focused. There's so much information out there on the web, and not a lot of it is saying the right thing or even the same thing. So what I recommend you do is just block out everything else. Only stick to income school for the first 2 months at least. That might mean rewatching a lot of the videos that they put out on YouTube, Jim and Ricky put out on YouTube. I've watched those videos at least 3 or 4 times. You're always going to pick up extra little bits of information. And quite a few times I've watched a video and then remembered something that I did wrong, or I've gone back and fixed a problem, and I think that's just saved me so much time. Also, when you purchase Project 24, you're going to get free access to a podcast that the guys put out weekly, and that's just full of really useful information. There's a couple of case studies in there, some interviews even, and it's just full of really great stuff. So even for 2 months, you can binge out on income school, so don't worry about that. Just block out all the other gurus because they're going to lead you astray. The second tip I have is maybe a bit strange, but in terms of sort of your mental perception of your progress, I think it's really useful. And actually it's to set the bar quite low. Now I said to myself, I'm going to write 2 articles every single day, and I managed to do that. But sometimes I wrote 3. I even managed to write 4 on one day, and I'm talking about these short response posts which are around 1,500 words. But I managed to do that. But if I'd said to myself, I'm going to write 5 every single day, and I only managed to write 2, that's really going to make me feel disheartened, and I'm going to lose motivation very quickly. But by saying I'm going to write only this amount, and by surpassing that, it made me feel really good and that I was making a lot of progress. So what I recommend you do is find your own little limit. If you say, okay, I'm going to write 1 a day, or I'm going to write 3 posts in a week, or maybe I'm going to write 1 post in a week. If you can write an extra post or extra couple of posts, it's far better to surpass a goal than not to meet it. So make sure you aim low so that you actually achieve much higher. So hopefully you're feeling really pumped about Project 24 right now. So don't forget that I'm offering you some free tools and also some free advice and help from me. So go over to my website at incomeschoolstudent/project24, click on my affiliate link, and then I'm going to tell you how to contact me in the community, and we can get our heads together and really get you started on that journey so you'll see success much quicker. Okay, let's talk about another tip right now. So my next tip is actually about writing your posts. Now, ironically, I'm an English teacher, but I still make typos and I make grammar mistakes in my haste to write. So what I recommend you do is actually get a copy of Microsoft Word so you can use the spell check. You can copy your posts over to Word and just check everything's okay. Alternatively, you can actually get an extension on Chrome, Google Chrome, for the Grammarly plugin, and that will check your spelling, your grammar directly on the web page that you're writing on. So the free version, it's not as good as the pro version, but it's still something that you can use to spot a couple of those typos, and it just makes you come off as more professional, and it won't switch people off when they read mistakes in your writing. So my next tip is actually about following the 60 steps. What I recommend is before you complete the step, just go into the Project 24 community and check out if anything's changed. I'm not saying that the courses are out of date, it's just the fact that the internet just moves so quickly, and Jim and Ricky are doing their best to keep us updated. And there have been a few times where ideas that they have in these steps aren't applicable to what we're doing right now. Now, I'll give you an example of this. Early on in the 60 steps, they talk about adding a related question part at the end of your post. So this is where, say you're writing about roses or something in a gardening niche, the related question could be about a daffodil or about a carnation. Now, in fact, Jim wrote a post and said, well guys, we've done a bit of research and we find that this related question section is not actually doing anything to change the traffic. So if you want to do that, fine, it's okay. But if you're doing that to try and boost traffic or boost page views, it's not actually doing that. So you can stop. So this will help you avoid spending time doing something that perhaps is totally unnecessary. So always check in the community because that's just a great source of up-to-date information, and I just find it so useful. So tip number 5 is something that I'm claiming that I discovered. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure, but it's something that I use quite a lot. And it's to do with using Facebook groups to do your research. Now, the niche that I've written my first Project 24 site about, which is to do with food, I'm not going to release the name because I want to see that grow, that site to grow naturally and organically. So I have an interest in this topic, but I don't know too much about it. So what I did is I joined a lot of these Facebook groups, and about 3 or 4 days before I was going to write a post, let's say for example, going back to the gardening niche, if I wanted to write a post about 10 organic pesticides that I can make at home. So I would go into that Facebook group and say, hey guys, anyone got any tips about organic pesticides that I can use at home? And you just leave that question for about 3 days and you come back to it. And you can see that people will, sometimes it won't be very useful information, but often the discussion that you get afterwards just opens the door to so many ideas, things that you didn't even think about or didn't know about. And it's really helped me to gather a lot of research very quickly and without having to read a lot of web pages myself. Another thing about these Facebook groups is that if you send private messages to people, you can actually have in-depth conversations with experts in your field, in your niche. And also, I quite often ask people to give me their pictures, and people give you images for free. And you can actually use those images because they're from normal people. So that's a really cool way to get great stock images for not a lot of money. So that's 2 tips in 1 there. So tip 6 is perhaps one of the most important questions that we get in Project 24 in the community. And it's all to do with choosing your niche. And the major concern that people have is, will there be enough search volume? I mean, am I writing something that's too narrow? I'm going to put all this work in and no one's going to search for those questions, those queries. So a little tip that you can do and you can try it. If you go into Google Trends, we all know that Jim has got a really successful website in the dirt bike niche. He's getting more than 100,000 page views a month, and they're earning pretty good money. You can check this out on their website. So if you put dirt bikes in as a search query, and then you compare it to your own niche as a search query, although this isn't actually going to give you the number of searches in a month, it's going to give you an indication of whether or not it's more or less than dirt bikes. If you're getting around the same level of interest in that search term, that's a fairly good sign that people were searching for it. If Jim can make money from dirt bikes, you can make money from your niche. So a little caveat to that is the fact that you don't have to have a huge niche to make a lot of money. There was a very interesting video that Jim and Ricky put up about a woman who has a niche in succulents. I don't even know what that is really, but it's some sort of plant species, and it sounds like a tiny little niche, but she's making over $100,000 a year, I think, from this tiny little niche. So it shows that even if you're working with a very narrow niche, if you do the right things in the right way, you can make a lot of money. So I just want to talk about my personal offer for you today. I've gone back through the 60 steps and I've looked at some of the problems that I had and some of the things I missed and went back and fixed later. And what I've done is I've split these 60 steps into different sections, from actually finding your niche and building your hit list of posts, and also setting up your website to actually writing the posts and then promoting your website later on with YouTube and Pinterest. And with each of these categories, I've written a cheat sheet which gives the tips and the ideas and the most important things to do in each stage. And I'm going to give you that absolutely for free. I'm also going to give you an updated tool, and this is the search analysis tool that Jim and Ricky give you as part of Project 24. Now, it's a very good tool, but what I found is, for my needs, I needed to change it a little bit and add a couple of features. So I'm going to give you my version of that tool absolutely for free, and I found it really useful for keeping track of my work and also keeping me motivated. And the last thing in my offer is, if you join Project 24, if you send me a private message through the community, I'm very happy to help you choose your niche, give you some tips on your hit list, and make sure that you start off with the very best start that you can. So are you getting excited about Project 24? I really hope you are, okay? So head over to my website at incomeschoolstudent.com/project24, and you can benefit from my personal offer for you today. If you click on my affiliate link, then that will take you over to the Income School website where you can buy your membership for Project 24 today. Send me a message via the community and I can help you get started, give you all the benefit of my experience in Project 24 as a real student. Okay, I know, it's a huge commitment, okay? We're not talking about small sums of money, and it's gonna take effort. I was in your shoes 2 months ago, basically. I know exactly what you're thinking, and I know exactly why you're hesitating. So let me just talk about a few of the things that I thought about, and you know, my impression of those now that I'm 2 months further down the path than you are, and why I think you shouldn't let these things stop you. So first of all, it's the money. I bought this a couple months ago and it cost me $449 US. It's possible if you're watching this in the future, the price has gone up. It's gone up before. That's a lot of money. Now, you know, I live in Taiwan and the salaries here are actually lower than in the US or in the UK. So for me, that was even more money. But I had to think about it in terms of, if you split, you know, $450 over 12 months, that's what, $40 a month? What is $40 for me? That's, you know, gym membership for a month. You know, I don't go to the gym anymore, so I can cancel that, get that money back. You know, maybe that's the price of going to a restaurant. Okay, fine, I'll stay at home, I'll cook. One weekend out of a month, I've saved that $40. It might be just cutting down on a couple luxuries for a year. And think about this, when I eat at a restaurant, that food, it goes. It's not something I keep around. But Project 24 is an investment. It's not just like learning how to do something and you're never going to use it. The skills that you're learning here, you're going to be able to use for many years in coming into the future. So it's an investment, and that's the way I looked at it. So I invested my money into this, into myself. I really don't regret it. Another thing I was worried about was time. Now, I was a content writer for 3 years. I know how long it takes to write 1,000 words. It's not 5 minutes. It takes time, it takes energy. And the problem I had was that I was spending all my time trying to earn money from affiliate marketing, and it just wasn't working. And I was thinking, how can I do that and also write these posts? But if you can only dedicate an hour a day, you can get this done. If you wake up an hour earlier, you can write a post. If you stay up an hour later, you can write a post. If you skip lunch, you can write a post. If you spend an hour in your car sitting in traffic, you can use a dictaphone and you can say a post and then write it up later. If you can only dedicate 1 hour a day, you can do this. It might not take you 60 days, it might take you longer, but you can still do this. It just means prioritizing, not doing something else for that hour, cutting out TV, cutting out time on computer games, cutting out time sitting on your phone. I wouldn't say cut out time with loved ones or children, but we waste so much time every day. You can find 1 hour to do this and it will change your life, guaranteed. Another thing I was a bit worried about was, I don't really know how to do this. I had never got organic traffic for my websites. I'd used paid traffic, mainly email marketing, and I didn't really know if it was going to work. I had no idea. But the thing is, once you get into Project 24, there's so much material, so many courses and training videos and tips, not to mention the community where you can pick up loads of ideas and get direct input on any concerns you have, any troubles you have. And within a couple of weeks, you're going to become almost an expert in many of the things that you had no idea what to do today, basically. So if you're worried about not knowing what to do, this is the course for you. Another major concern that I had was I've spent money online trying to make money online, and it hasn't worked in the past. I've invested a lot of money trying to get traffic and just never seen a return on that investment. But go watch Jim and Ricky, watch the Income School YouTube channel. You have an internal BS meter. You know that these guys are for real, okay? They are not like some of the other gurus. You know they're not just trying to get your money. There's so many cases of this. The YouTube channel, for example, they're giving out loads of free tips, and if there is such a thing as secret sauce, they're giving it to you just in their YouTube videos. What they're giving you in Project 24 is the structure and that little sort of extra that's going to help you do this so much more quickly. And the other thing is that they're giving you so much free stuff as well. Since I've joined Project 24, they've launched the theme, Acabado. We're given that for free in Project 24. They've offered a whole new training course on YouTube videos for free. And also, if you watch the YouTube channel recently, they gave a free training weekend to anyone that can make it to Idaho. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get it there. But a free weekend to help people get a real start on their websites and fix any problems that they had. These guys are crazy. They're just giving away so much for free. They're not just after your money. They seriously want to help you. And just by watching the YouTube channel, you should know that. So trust your own instincts, and these are the guys to follow. Another concern I had was actually with my wife. Now she's Taiwanese, and in her culture, she doesn't sugarcoat things. So when she thinks I have a stupid idea, she says it's a stupid idea. And when I told her about this thing about, okay, I'm going to spend all this time writing posts, but I'm not going to make money for probably about 2 years, she's like, are you sure? So I had to show her that I was serious. So I gave up all the things that she thinks that I was wasting my time on. So I haven't played computer games in the last 3 months. I've watched far fewer films. I like to go out and socialise. So I've been saving money there, and haven't been going to restaurants and things. So to try and show her that I am dedicated to this, and I keep her updated, and although she's not as excited as I think she should be, so I've been trying to show her just how focused I am on this, and it's not just a passing fancy, it's not something I'm going to drop in the next couple of weeks. I am dedicated to do this for the next 2 years minimum, okay? So my advice to you is, if you have a spouse or family members that are not too sure about you taking the plunge, you need to show them in some way how dedicated you're going to be to Project 24. If you do that, it's not only going to benefit them, it's also going to benefit you. Another thing that's come up in the community quite a bit is this idea of coming to Project 24 and already having a website that's just not really doing what it should be. And the question really is, can I take that website and apply the Project 24 method, or do I need to start from scratch? Well, in most cases, you can actually use the techniques that Jim and Ricky teach us to revolutionize that website and just get it doing what it should. So recently what I've done is I bought a website off of flipper.com, and it's getting about 1,000 page views a month. And what I'm going to do is to actually test this idea and see if I can use Project 24 methods to get a lot more traffic and to monetize this website. So you can actually check out my progress for this on the incomeschoolstudent.com website. But what we've seen is that Project 24 is about a year old now. They launched it about a year ago, and we've already got full-time earners in the community. Now, they shouldn't be making money for at least another year. They shouldn't be making full-time income, I should say, for at least another year. So these are people that had existing websites. They use the Project 24 methods, and they're just seeing so much success. So if this is you, if you're not too sure whether or not you can change the direction of your existing website, then I would say, yeah, go for it. Buy Project 24. You can absolutely do this, no problem. All right, so you've made it this far. That just shows the level of dedication that you have to yourself, to the idea of making a full-time income on the internet to help you and your family. So, don't hesitate any longer. Go over to my website at incomeschoolstudent.com/project24 and benefit from those extra little freebies that I'm going to give you, and come and join the community. Okay, even if you don't use my affiliate link, please join Project 24, because it's honestly going to help you achieve your goals in life. And okay, if you can't quite afford it now, then keep watching the YouTube videos that Jim and Ricky put up, because they're giving you so much help, and I think that even someone as dedicated as you could actually make it without Project 24, although it's going to take a lot longer. So thanks very much for watching, and please just keep going.